Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I want to go and kind of do a little bit of a deep dive and talk about why we actually might have some pretty good news when it comes to the Black Friday and Christmas / holiday / Kwanzaa / Hanukkah type deals going on as of right now. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a talk over here because we actually had a lot of really big issues and a lot of really big concerns in regards to like the big shipping areas. People like literally even like the president himself trying to go and actually enact like big orders to go and mitigate as much stress as we can on these really big ports, as well as also the fact that all this kind of goes and ties on into the fact that PlayStations, Xboxes, Switches, and NVIDIA GPUs, AMD GPUs, literally everything underneath the sun, even like cars, etc., are basically all being backlogged and having issues. But some very intriguing news actually came out from Bloomberg, which is actually going kind of viral and talking about this. Kind of goes and does a little bit of a deep dive on why actually everything kind of seems to be lessening and why this might be really good news and also good news too as well for the restocks and also future restocks. Now that was a lot to go and cover in the intro, but if you guys kind of sit back and listen to me ramble and talk about this and kind of show some numbers, you guys will be pretty happy, hopefully, fingers crossed. As well, if you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed, especially for restock news, PS5 news, Xbox news, Switch news, and all of that. As well, if you guys want to subscribe for the PS5 giveaway, Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well, a link down below. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100, you guys go get free stock, free money. Go ahead and base, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go and get free Bitcoin. Of course, leave a like on this video, your thoughts and comments down below as well. So let me try to give like a really quick introduction again. I know I kind of did before, but as of recently, I'm sure you guys have heard, there's a lot of issues kind of affecting the global economy. So we have one major big issue, which of course is the labor issue, where not many people want to go and work for certain jobs, and rightfully kind of so if it's just kind of an underpaying kind of mediocre job, it's not really that worth it. But the part two of it is that sometimes there's things, say is more so like the supply chain level of actually delivering and moving the actual stock itself. So let's say you go and have a PlayStation, you have it made over in let's say China, then it moves to Japan, then it moves to a different kind of country to go and finish it off fully with say semiconductors or other things mixed on in. It's usually a process. There's a lot of like just moving around to other various sources, or let's go and even kind of make it even simpler. Let's go say we have a product made in China and then it has to be sent to say like LA or New York for those ports for the product to be delivered. Now, namely for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, this is the same issue we've had. And of course, this is also the same issue for many other various products, cars, laptops, chairs, whatever you want to go and name it, is the fact that a lot of shipping is done all through by boats, a lot of boating issues, etc. And if you guys remember the Suez Canal, that actually caused massive worldwide delays in so many various products, so many various crates, and so much various like just inventory that was meant to show up in various areas. So right now, in these past few weeks, we've actually been closely monitoring and kind of somewhat worried about the fact that some of our major ports here, even in America, are massively backlogged to the point where even Joe Biden had to make an executive order to have like a 90-day business plan where they kind of got like, in conversations with FedEx, with Walmart, with Target, and all these really big retailers and big industries that are basically like, hey, we need some help. What is going on here? We want to make sure everyone has a good Christmas. This is a really big year for our economy. We want to make sure everything can get in here. So we actually had quite a few of these big businesses go and step up and offer and be like, yes, we'll try our best. We'll try to like have more people, have more hires, and basically make our own supply chain help out the rest of the world's supply chain namely for us in America. So that's kind of a big like introduction of how that kind of goes. But then the part two is that we've had massive ports that are massively bottlenecked where there's just like weeks upon weeks of stock that has to be sorted through and sent on out. So while that all kind of sounds doom and gloom, that was the situation a few weeks ago before we had like a lot more efforts, a lot more people working 24/7, etc. Now we actually have some good news. This is all the good news of it. That's kind of just like I said, the introduction for this stuff. There's just a lot to talk about. It's like just global economics and global like, supply chain issues. So now the new stuff is actually good news. So that was all a few weeks ago, and we've actually had a lot more people working, a lot more businesses working, and a lot more overall, basically just trying to be smart and efficient with this. So there is still going to be issues first and foremost, but it's good issues as after this. But there's going to be issues. I mean, you can probably even see me making a video like a week from now, being like, "Oh my God, bad news, blah blah blah," like the Titanic sunk again, But just keep in mind, like it's kind of like it's always like an ebb and flow. But we actually have a really cool article over here from Anil Freeman, who is discussing all the big issues in regards to this with some proper statistics lining it on up. So with this, slowly but surely, the supply chain bottlenecks that have been plaguing the global economy for over a year appear to finally be easing, or at least at the current moment, circumvented. I kind of feel it leans a little bit more towards the circumvented because there's a lot of supply, a lot of cargo ships, a lot of stuff that's supposed to be organized and sent and shipped on out. And I think a lot of that's kind of apparent as of recently, where a lot of stock, you can sometimes, some of my orders will take 6 weeks, or if you look at Walmart, it could take like 3 months. It's like, it depends on the retailer and place, of course, but a lot of like issues, even from Amazon, even from China. Some of my things aren't even 2-day guaranteed anymore because it's just not possible. But at least on the bright side, here's the good news. So the country's largest retailers all said in unison that this week, that supply chain snags won't play the role of the Grinch this holiday season. This is good. Now, once again, we can still maybe see like more hiccups, maybe the next 3 weeks as Christmas gets closer. Maybe it'll be harder. Maybe there'll be like a huge influx of orders, huge influx of inventory that needs to be there, and maybe like another like big, like 5 people trying to go through one door scenario. But at least as of right now, like, fingers crossed, knocked on wood, it's okay for now. Fingers crossed. So the country's largest retailers, like I said, in unison said that this week it won't be, too supply blocked. The CEO over here of TJX, the parent company of TJ Maxx and Home Goods, declared, "We are in excellent inventory position ahead of the holidays." Even Target, I'm sure you guys have always heard us, we had a lot of Target news as of yesterday. Target's inventory actually went and surged 17.6% last quarter. It said its investments in inventory and staffing means we are going to be there when you walk in to buy that TV. And it also would go in regards to say, like this all is related towards everything. That's why I even mentioned the PS5s and Xboxes on the channel. That also will mean there might not be PlayStations for Walmart, Amazon, Target, Best Buy sitting in a port, because that's been kind of a big issue as of now. Sometimes we've even seen instances of them just like sitting there, or even if you guys remember, the UK literally had Sony flying in fighter jets just to go and deliver PlayStation stock. That has been a confirmed story. So you guys can see these shipping docks having a big bottleneck is just really not good. So regards to the PS5s, regards to the Xbox, regardless like the Switch OLEDs, GPUs, laptops, TVs, etc., like a lot of these people knew this was going to be a really big issue. A lot of these big companies knew this. And as I mentioned, even the government had direct conversations with certain really big retailers, such as Target and Walmart, to go make sure that everything can be sorted. And so far right now, and in terms of their numbers, Target's inventories and their overall stuff for, say, Black Friday and all these Christmas deals are good. They're already in the country. They're already moving, which is really, really good in terms of all these restocks as well. And also remember that global chip shortage that was crippling the auto industry, that as well could maybe be past its peak. But once again, we'll probably have an article another week from now being like, oh my God, everything's destroyed until 2024. Godzilla showed up. The usual. But at least on the one bright side, was just finally some good news. So even GM said that the week of November 1st was the first time since February that none of its North American assembly plants were offline due to the lack of chips. And that also once again goes into semiconductors, where as of right now, even making the PlayStations and Xboxes and Switches, a lot of it goes down to the bottleneck of the semiconductors. So now that we're even seeing these really big car companies, which has also been like the number one big focus, think like the Teslas, things the GMs, things the Fords, Toyotas, etc., Subarus. A lot of them have had a lot of car markets that were not moving, and they were not making anything and not selling anything because they're so bottlenecked from before. So the fact that now we're even seeing stuff like right now that the inventories in the country are big, the fact that we're even some big car companies are finally somewhat catching up. Now there's still gonna be hiccups, there's gonna be like ups and downs for 100% for sure, but this is great news to see. Even Toyota's production lines in Japan are also once again finally returning normal for operations in December for the first time in 7 months. So this is awesome. And now the one thing I was kind of focusing on at the start of the video too as well, at the time to finish off this video, if we had to pick one visual that best represents the supply chain crisis, it would be the 80 cargo ships waiting to unload their containers at LA ports. But that traffic jam too seems to also be transitioning from bumper to a slow crawl, which once again, that's not like the end all be all. It's not the 100% it's going to happen no matter what, but it is a nice kind of process seeing that things are slowly finally getting back to normal. And once again, this is all in regards to stock arriving, stock already sitting in those big warehouses, or the production of the stock. All three of these aspects all affect the PlayStations and Xboxes and Switches, even the video GPUs and all of that. As well, the number of import containers at the port of Los Angeles has now also dropped as well. And this is the big thing that Joe Biden had to go and kind of put like a big focus on to try to go and clear out this inventory to make sure that the holidays are basically saved and working good as well. So once again, all these impacts more so from like the FedExes, the USPSs, the big retailers like Walmart and Amazon, etc., have actually gone to show that this is actually going good. A lot of people working overtime, a lot of like all these ports are running 24/7, hiring additional staffing, etc. And so far, it does seem like it is easing a lot too as well. there's also a big part too as well to a new fee on loitering. So basically you can have like a container being there for, for 3 months. As well also to the Baltic Dry Index, the BDI, a measure of global shipping rates and inflation indicator, has also did go and pump as well, which is also a very nice good sign for consumers because it does mean the shipping rates has also been going on up. So this is all around really good news. Really good for the PS5, really good for the Xbox, really good for GPUs. We are getting stock back in America. We are getting more like fluent stock and everything's kind of moving at least a little bit faster than it was before, which is really good for the Black Friday holidays, really good for just Christmas in general and throughout these next few months. And hopefully we can kind of maintain this momentum. But once again, I'm sure we'll have another sad video in a week or so talk about how bad all the stuff is. So be on the lookout for that one. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 digital console controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well. Link down below. Sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100. You guys go get free stock, free money. Go and make sure you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. Those are always linked down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. And give me all your thoughts and comments down below. Love you guys.